Welcome back once again. We are seeing some more Symphogear. Of course, with Hibiki slowly becoming more crystal than human, there's a lot at stake. Of course, I don't exactly worry all too much about it for various reasons, if not the power of song and friendship that worked in the previous season. Maybe something like that will come through again. At least we haven't seen the freeway super special song that we had before, so there's still so much left to do. But with Maria and the others slowly succumbing to their conscience, true morals and what they're actually doing may not be for the benefit of anyone. We're going to have a side switch. Are they actually capable of going against their mother? I just want that scientist to taste some justice after all. So, turn your music up, get a drink, and let's begin. And each time that they do escape and have to try to start again with their plans, how many failures are they going to sit through? So, from what we saw before, it's like, oh no, every time you battle, you become a little more of this Fine who's overtaking her. Doesn't appear to be so, or she's just saying that so she doesn't hold back anymore. But also now seeing the other two, one that is suffering from some sort of fever, and the other awakening some shield, some extra power that they didn't know they possessed. What exactly is on the horizon for them all? And much like Hibiki's kind of modus operandi being that trying to protect everyone and save anyone that she can, I'm hoping that by the end of this, at least we get one or two new members. Considering not only Chris had fun at the school talent show, but there are others that enjoyed it. And of course, the ever-present looming danger of the moon. Even if they do come together and work as a solid unit, do we have anything to combat that other than, good vibes and a strong punch? When did she get her pilot's license? Interesting tune. Every time that I see her skating along the floor like that on the saws, I can't get enough of that shit. What was he doing just running in the middle of all of this? Even if it was just a random civilian trying to get out of danger. Oh, okay, so it's not it failed to harbor, it was they went into this kind of playing a part, playing the role. Just try and lure him in. Even if it did... Careful where you're pointing that thing! Oh, okay. So that's why it was buzz, buzz, buzz. It was all just a training exercise. Would explain why you just had NPCs running around. Even if they need his help, do they need to let him get so close? So... is it that her heart is starting to thaw as well? She's not so gung-ho on the process? Which means they're good for the next battle or the next dosage. Is that what he's got in mind? Not push them to their demise. Oh, that sounds reassuring. The problem is, how long was she like that? Because as soon as she starts to get put the shield down, those steel beams are still falling through. Yeah, I think actually telling the person affected by it would be a good step. Yeah. Take on tough news with a grin and a smile. I mean, they don't know how many more uses she would actually have and be capable of returning. Or not fusing into crystal. You know, just sit back and... well, that's so reassuring, actually. Hearing it from him. I was going to say just sit back and watch some movies while the rest of them go out and do stuff. Steel yourself. No, the emotions aren't needed. I thought she was past that way of thinking. It's okay if you pull out of them, reschedule. No? Come on, Mr. Manager. Okay. So, they're out here proceeding with their plan when another mirror relic. Useful. And since they've only found fragments of it, how... I think a question I asked in the previous series, and probably several times before, is where did these relics come from? Were they created by mankind of old? And there's a very precise entry point for that beam. Got some stabilized laser there for if they're doing it mid-air while also firing onto a floating drone. Did it succeed? Fail? Have to make this plane into a submersible? After everything they went through. They need more. So it could be a way to rein him in. So we're not done yet. You can't act irrationally. Yeah, he's definitely one to sit down for a nice long discussion, isn't he? For better or for worse. And by slight, it could be millimeters. So, yeah, they had access to some information there. How did he know? But does he by himself have better calculations than the entirety of NASA? Of course, we did just hear that NASA got it wrong, so... Maybe they were just trying not to cause widespread panic. Now they can sit back a little and not be fugitives and the like, but I still don't entirely know why they needed to play the part of terrorists to begin with in order to save the world. Did she call them here? She called them there. Why? Why? Why would you ever tell him? Keep him as far away from any sort of good negotiations that may occur. He's completely unstable. Also, the sunfish being fully in screen and whatnot when she's going over Sylvester shouting at her. The gravity of the situation of her impending demise should she continue fighting. And yet we get Aquarium. Yeah, you're disturbing everyone else. Did she call out to us? No, it's just that we haven't been spending a lot of time together recently. I mean, they haven't gone out to eat or anything for a while. I mean, her willingness to remain with her friends, sure, it's kind of like with the power of friendship, just with an actual somewhat solid base to it. Just like, a true gourmand there. Slowly putting things together there, but nice. After the understanding that we came with in the past series with Finney and the soul and whatnot, does that get passed down as well? Well, it seems negotiations went kind of well. Fair, I guess. They have no more further use for them. Okay, I take back what I was saying earlier. Maybe the rather instability that is him and the great doctor actually be somewhat useful. But now that the immediate threat to them is gone, extra choir. Now that the immediate danger is gone, he can retract all the noise, right? You can dissipate them, cool them off. They're no longer needed. It has been a little while since we saw the Black Gungnir in action. Wait, wasn't they in an aquarium just now? Why are they now up the tower? I mean, she is the only one that can really do anything that she knows of here right now. What a great mother. Noise, run! Who cares about the children? Definitely faster than taking the wheelchair along with her, but why are there so many explosions? Good thing the structural stability of this place is fairly good. I've heard many elevator chimes. Usually they don't sound quite like a doorbell. Out the window. No, just down the stairs. Or up the stairs. Just ignore everything that's going on outside the window here. Don't need to look at that. Who are you? Miku actually coming in with a save there. I wonder if she's going to get her own power and gear at one point or another. Are the... more people getting pulled into their ordeals unnecessarily? Is that the first time we've actually seen just like a unilateral beatdown with injuries sustained on one side? Damn. I mean, there is one very easy way out of this, and that is to, get into a gear, then it won't... Gravity will be less of an issue for her. Didn't you just see them shooting at you? But yeah, if Hibiki does start to fall, I would take possible demise over certain demise. Oh no. The piano. Even though I'm hanging off the edge of a building, I'm not actually in trouble. You don't have to worry. No matter what it would take, she has the right spirit, doesn't she? And the flip. There was a flip in this. Careful on your knees, though. It was a long drop. Was that where she was just laying... That was a long one. I would hope that after she dropped, she immediately started running down the stairs or something to get down closer to her, rather than stay on the edge which was already perilous. But then again, Maria was, I think, on the way up, so they could have come in contact with that lost kid as well. If there's a bit of understanding and working together that can be gained there. Oh, you saved my best friend. Thank you. Cool, we don't have to be at each other's throats. Is there any organisation that could be... I asked my own question just thinking about it. That can actually be trusted properly? No. If they're not keeping secrets from the governments, they're keeping secrets from each other. Whether that's for the supposed benefit of them or not. But there's a lot of little plot threads, and I don't see them being wrapped up anytime soon. And even if they were, it's not going great for some characters. But with Finney's soul itself not residing in Maria. Supposedly none of them are truly compatible, yet it possibly reawakening in what we're being shown as do I know her name? No. the scythe wielder. Although I am starting to wonder, are they sharing the burden of the soul? It's not fully emerging in one of them? Or maybe it's a double bluff. Maybe the shield was enacted while she was unconscious. Miss Healy's herself. That is, of course, if it has anything to do with Finney's soul. And even if it did, what benefit is it to this story? With the moon on a crash course, the trajectory hitting Earth much sooner than was predicted, something is definitely going to have to be done for it, although their course of action to how to actually protect the world and save as many lives as possible, not exactly the pinnacle of good ideas. Still, the American government pulling out force multipliers immediately. That's apt. Also, I don't know how heavy-handed the show really wants to be about it, but trying its hardest to show that Maria isn't unaware of the suffering being caused and truly wants to help as many people as possible. Even in the simulation, she was stunned and upset that she lost herself for a moment and accidentally led to the simulated demise. And then having other people drop in front of her after just being in the vicinity. Oh, this is my fault. Well, not incorrect, I guess, tangentially maybe, but it wasn't her hands itself doing it. There seems to be other characters who think quite a lot like her. Maybe not on her side at the minute, but somewhere down the line, maybe. If any of them are actually left by the end of this. Hibiki slowly fading away, becoming less than what she was before. The rebirth of Finney's soul, if it is as was stated at the beginning of this, each time it's used, more and more of the soul takes over. It seems like a duality on either side there, doesn't it? I do wonder where this is all leading up to. I don't think the Doctor is going to fare all too well in the coming episodes, because he is getting progressively more and more unrestrained. Not that he was very restrained to begin with. But even if they need him, can they put up with him? That's a good question. The more that I actually see of this, the more apprehensive, maybe, I become. And the more I realise that I was probably a little too harsh on the series, but the first series at least, because this is interesting, dangerous, slightly higher animation. I am enjoying the music, and if it continues on this trajectory, then I think Symphogear overall is going to be quite a good series. And I hope that thanks to the ideals of most of the characters here actually somewhat coinciding with one another, that they can come to some sort of understanding, no matter how hypocritical it may seem for their actions. I've said it before that possibly the organisation being the size that it is, 3 of them to defend the entire city against the noise and pretty much everything else that kind of just happens, they might be stretched a bit thin, especially with one of them not exactly being allowed to take frontline combat anymore. So are we going to see a little surge in numbers? I would really like that. Whether it's going to be the 3 that they are currently fighting against, or they'll be off creating some new characters to pull in. all it really means is that there'll be more songs down the line, so yeah, I'll be happy with that. And I'm enjoying this quite a lot, so if I've entertained you today, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel if you don't want to miss out future uploads. Maybe jump onto my Discord as well, there are links in the description. But for now, give yourselves a bit of rest. Hopefully we can visit the aquarium in the sky. I'll see you in the next one. Does that mean there is a load of water just precariously up there then, if they're at the top of the tower? Unless the aquarium was a different location, they just wandered over there.